everyone. Hi friends, welcome back to Babe on a Budget. Today I have a very special guest, my mum. Do you want to say hello, Mum?
Hi everyone.
So today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on this look, and it's specifically for mature skin. So we're just going to get right into it. Okay, so to start off with, I'm just pinning the hair back out of the face. And then I am going to go in with the NYX Dark Circle Concealer in Fair. You can get this at Target. It's a really great substitute for the Benefit Erase Paste. It's a little bit less thick in consistency, but I kind of like that because it means it's less likely to crease up on you. That's particularly good for mature skin, which tends to have less elasticity in it. Next I'm going in with the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Gel Foundation in 52 Vanilla. This is a really great foundation for your skin, so it's quite breathable, so it's quite good for your skin, and it's also very moisturising and dewy in texture, so the finish is very dewy. So if you've got oily skin you may not like this one, but it's really good for dry skin and for older skin, which tends to look better with less matte foundations. Should also mention the coverage of this foundation is initially quite light, but can be built up if you want a higher coverage. But I wanted to keep this quite light just to show some of the freckles and the texture in the skin, which is quite beautiful. Now onto the eyes. I'm going to be using the Naturally Pretty Volume 1 It Cosmetics palette today, and I'm starting with the shade Warmth, and I'm just going to be taking that on a large fluffy brush and blending that out throughout the crease. This is a really great palette in general. It's unusual to have a matte palette that has such high quality shadows, just because matte shadows can be quite chalky, but this is such a great palette. It blends out so beautifully. It's a bit more pricey, but I use it almost every day, so it's great. And now I'm going in with Sheer Joy and Love, and I'm just taking a flat shader brush and just patting these gently all over the lid for the lid colour. I also enjoy that Mum's just trying not to laugh throughout so much of this video. Now I'm going to take Soulful, which I think is one of my favourite colours in this palette. It's a really beautiful kind of light mauve colour, and I'm going to be using that on the outer crease. I'm taking that large fluffy brush again because I want to keep this eye quite diffused and quite soft. So in order to keep that, I'm just using larger, fluffier brushes and just doing a hell of a lot of blending. I'm now going to take All Heart, which is a deeper mauve colour, and blend that on the outer V and crease area using a flat, fluffy brush. The reason I've switched brushes is to create a little bit more definition and precision in the colour application. But we can also see that I'm keeping the fluffy brush to make sure that it still stays quite diffused. The basic principle of this eye look is to build up the colours from the same colour family. So I started with some very light, warm pinks, and now I'm just moving into deeper and deeper versions of the same colour. That's a really good idea for any simple eye look, just to create a bit of depth and dimension, starting with lighter colours in the crease and the lid, and then just building up the colour on the outer V area. And now I'm just going to go through and blend, just to keep that diffused look. I'm also going to build up the light colours towards the centre of the lid just to open up the eye and create a bit more dimension. I'm now going to take Java, which is genuinely one of the most pretty browns I've ever used in my life. It's a super warm, rich chocolate brown. And I'm going to use that as an eyeliner today. Using a powder as an eyeliner tends to create a softer look, and it's also a bit more easy to manipulate. So if I am in a rush, I'll use black eyeshadow instead of liner, just because it's a bit easier to correct and a bit easier to manipulate on the eye. I'm now going to take Transforming Pearl, which is a shadow in the It Cosmetics palette which allows you to transform any of the other colours into more of a sheer, not a sheer finish, that was a complete lie, to more of a shimmering finish than the matte powders that they are originally. I am using this quite sparingly, but I just wanted to brighten up the eye a little bit more, and so I just added a little bit over that centre lid area. The reason I'm using it so sparingly is because shimmery products on mature skin can just emphasize the creasing and tends to look a little bit messy and unflattering. So I'm trying to keep this look quite matte. Finally, I'm going to take Sheer Joy again for the highlight shade. And I'm going to take that on a really small detailer brush and put that down towards the center of the lid and the inner corner. Just again to open up the eye and give that fresh appearance. And again here I'm just going back in with those two colours, Sheer Joy and Love, and I've cleaned and I'm using the large fluffy brush just again to brighten up that centre of the lid area and blow out the colour a little bit more. Now at this point I decided I wanted to create a bit more of a sheer glow on the eyes, so I took Physicians Formula Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls Blush in Translucent Pearl. Gee, that's a mouthful. And I'm just using that to create a bit of a glow on the eyes. Then I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in number 15 Fair Claire. And I'm just using this again to brighten the under eyes and create some dimension in the face. Initially I'm blending this concealer out with my finger just to get the bulk of the product blended, and then I'm going to go in with the foundation brush that I used earlier. It's a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and just blend out the edges so it blends, gee, how many times can I say blend in one sentence? Blends out the face more evenly and more smoothly. Now I'm going in with the Rimmel Scandaleyes Waterproof Eyeliner in Nude. This is one of my favourite tricks for making the face look more awake and fresh, is to just chuck some nude eyeliner in the waterline. It really opens up the eyes and makes it look much more fresh and awake. Now I'm going in with the Benefit Gimmie Brow in Light Brown. Today I'm doing a very natural feathery brow look because we're going with a very natural face. And to achieve that I'm only using a little bit of product and I am almost buffing the product through the brows in the same motion as the grain of the hair. So in the centre I'm going upwards and then going outwards. But the key is to use very little brushing motions and a very light hand to kind of get that feathery natural look. If you're using a powder or a pencil as opposed to a gel formula like I'm using, just grab a spoolie, which is like that mascara looking wand, and use that after you've put in your powder. Now I'm going in with a NYX blush here, but I decided I really didn't like it, so I was just like, nah man. So to take that colour back down, I'm just going back over with that foundation brush and no additional product, just to diffuse out that colour. And instead I'm going to use the Makeup Geek blush in Spellbound. I should mention the reason I was able to diffuse out that blush was because it was a cream blusher. With powder blushes it's much more difficult, but I would maybe use a skin coloured powder, because if you mix cream and powder together it gets blotchy and messy, but using a powder and a powder you should be able to diffuse it out all right. Now I'm going in with the Essence Plump No Clump mascara. I've ranted about how great this is before, but this is just a really beautiful mascara for adding length and definition to the lashes without creating too of an intense, that's not grammatically correct, but without making the eyelashes look too intense. So I'm just going to be brushing that on the upper and lower lashes. Give a bit of volume, I just went in with the Kate Moss It's So Big mascara. Now I am using the Rimmel lip liner. I think it's called the Rimmel Exaggerate lip liner in East End Snob. This is a great lip liner. Like, I think everybody should have this, mostly because it's quite cheap, it's very creamy, and it looks good on literally everybody. It just creates a really nice natural look. It's like the Your Lips But Better kind of colour. And I'm just drawing that on to the lips. I'm going to fill in the lips with it as well to create a fuller coverage, and it also makes your lipstick last a little bit longer. Now for lipstick, I'm using the Gerard Cosmetics lipstick in Rodeo Drive. This is, a very smooth formula. The packaging is a little bit plasticky, which bothers some people. I'm not wild about it, but it does the job, so I'm okay with that. And I'm just using a lip brush to apply that onto the lips. The reason I'm using a lip brush is partially for hygiene purposes, but also just because I find it gives me a bit more control, and it's a bit easier for me to distribute the colour how I want to distribute it. And to finish off, I'll just be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Mist to hold it in place for the day. And with that, we are done with this makeup look. I hope you enjoyed this mature, naturally pretty look. And thanks so much to my mum for being so cooperative. Have a good day.
To be mum?
Just need to be yourself.
You also only got me.